Hey everybody, what is up? It is Balloon and I'm back at last with another video for you. So, as you can see, I'm starting to paint my face and I wanted to come on here and react to stuff to do with James Charles. James Charles has once again been in the drama. Now, this was something that started because James took to his Instagram stories and he was talking about how lonely he is, how he hasn't got any friends and how he'd love to meet new people and all of this, yada yada yada, you know. Typical James, kind of slyly asking people to slide in the DMs. Which, if you're James Charles, you know, that was what James Charles got in trouble for a lot in 2020, 2019, you know. So, if you're James Charles with all your millions of followers, should you really be asking your audience to slide in the DMs? No. No, you really shouldn't.
Ugh, I need more spontaneous friends. Where do I find these people? All of my friends in my life are very much like schedule in advance. Let's do next Friday at 4 p.m. type of people, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I need people that are down for literally anything at any time. You want to go to dinner? I'm ready. You want to go to a movie? Which one do you want to see? You want to do an escape room? Let's do 2. Okay? You want to go to the beach at night? I'll bring my bathing suit. I'll bring snacks and you can stop and get drinks on the way. You want to go laser tagging? Bitch, I'm ready. Want to go rock climbing? Climbing? You name it. I'm there and I'm ready for a good time. Where are these people? Submit your applications because, I'm bored. I just checked my DMs and I'm getting so many sweet messages from you guys being like, let's hang out, I'm in LA, let's do this activity. I love the energy and I would love to hang out with you guys. I'm sure you're all so fucking fun. I have a really interesting thought, and maybe this is a conversation podcast in the future because I feel like this is not going to fit on my Instagram stories and it's like very, not deep, but whatever. One thing that I like is really interesting and frustrating about being an influencer or a celebrity or whatever you want to call it is it is really, really hard to meet new people and make new friends. Simply because of trust and the life that I live is abnormal, right? It's really hard to meet new people because you don't know what their intentions are, you don't know, what reason they're trying to get close to you, and that really sucks because I would love to meet new people. I'm a very social person.
Yeah, James, you're very social with the 14-year-olds in your DMs. We know, James, we know, we are aware. Very, very social person with the 14-year-olds in your DMs, allegedly. You know, we know all about that with James Charles, so it's not a surprise. But, like, he hasn't changed. He's still doing it. He's still doing the same thing that he's been in trouble for the last few years. So he hasn't learned anything. He hasn't changed. Same old Jamie Charlie, you know.
I love the friends that I have, but I'm always down to, hang out with new people and try new things. I really wonder all the time, if I was not in this position, right? I was not an influencer. Maybe I never became an influencer after high school. I went to college, got a normal job after that because I graduated last year, and now I was just like living a normal life. I always think to myself, in that scenario, what would my friend group look like? What would my inner circle look like and who would I have around me? Because I have no idea. Almost every single person in my life now, who I love dearly, I'm not complaining, but are people that I have met either on the way up or at the top. So they're other influencers or people that I've been able to build trust with over a very long period of time. It's very hard for me to meet new people and to trust new people because there's a lot of factors, right? But I always think to myself, in like a different universe, if my path had went a different way, would I be in a relationship? Would I have a, amazing group of friends? Would I have a best friend soulmate that's like, my everything that I hang out with every single day? But I've never met them because our paths went a different way. And if so, how do I find them? Because I want to meet those people. I don't care if they're regular or have 0 followers. Like, I want amazing people in my life. Like, I have amazing people in my life, but I want more amazing people in my life. We also want more amazing people in our lives, right? So that's the thing, is like, I would love that, but I just don't know how to find them. Or if I do find them, how to like vet them and make sure that they are actually amazing people. They could be in my DMs right now saying, hey James, let's go bowling. Hey James, let's go to the movies. And I would just be scrolling past, not having a clue in the world that like that person was destined to be a soulmate. Isn't that sad to think about?
Then, as well as me talking about James Charles here in this video, you had Ethan Klein and the H3h3 crew yesterday also sharing their thoughts on James Charles' IG story, and it was a mess. It was kind of hilarious to watch, to be honest with you, because they were just saying what everybody thinks. If I'm honest, AB and the crew and everybody there was just kind of saying what everybody already thinks about James Charles. If you ask me, my opinion, I'm going to put this clip in here so you guys can see, but they were honestly going in on James Charles. The part that made me laugh the most with AB was when he said, oh yeah, escape rooms, escape James Charles room, and I was like, yes, that is a good one, because James Charles loves his escape rooms. Maybe that's where he meets the teenage boys, allegedly.
I always think to myself, in that scenario, what would my friend group look like?
what would my inner circle look like and who I have around me? Because I have no idea. Almost every single person in my life now, who I love dearly, I'm not complaining, but are people that I have met either on the way up or at the top. So they're other influencers or people that I've been able to build trust with over a very long period of time. It's very hard for me to meet new people and to trust new people because there's a lot of factors, right? But I always think to myself, in like a different universe, if my path had went a different way, would I be in a relationship? Would I have a, amazing group of friends? Would I have a best friend soulmate that's like, my everything that I hang out with every single day? But I've never met them because our paths went a different way. And if so, how do I find them? Because I want to meet those people. I don't care if they're regular or have 0 followers. Like, I want amazing people in my life. Like, I have amazing people in my life, but I want more amazing people.
Translation, I always wonder if I wasn't famous, would I have gotten away with it? Could I have hooked up with these young boys and no one know about it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and also, in other words, I'm just a really long way of saying I'm trying to fuck people in the audience again.
And I always wonder, how could I get away with it?
Thank you, Liam.
And I came up with applications.
The use of word regular, sorry for cutting off, but the word regular, hanging out with regular people, I don't know, it sounded kind of weird to me.
It's a little, the way he talks about himself is just so ridiculous. On my way up, and when I was at the top, like, bitch, the top. Was it God? I made it to the top. Nobody more famous than me. I don't think James is interested in, like, famous people, though, because he likes having the power and control over. Yeah, and that's why he likes them young, too.
I would
and
date,
he's
like,
mentioned
the
that
absolute
before.
youngest.
And hitting on straight guys as well. He gets a thrill out of that, yeah. Likes the thrill of the hunt.
In my life, got a normal job after that in our lives, right? So that's the thing, is like, I would love that, but I just don't know how to find them, or if I do find them, how to like vet them and make sure that they are actually amazing people. They can be.
Yeah, I'm gonna need your application. We're gonna have to do 5 rounds of interviews with my lawyers, managers. We need to vet you properly.
I think it's time that we
Bro, it's
talk.
not that serious, dude. What the fuck?
My DMs right now saying, hey James, let's go bowling. Hey James, let's go to the movies. And I would just be scrolling past, not having a clue in the world that like that person was destined to be a soulmate. Isn't that sad to think about? I think people...
I've never thought about that in my life, frankly. It's never crossed my mind.
Where'd that come from? Where'd soulmate come from?
Yeah, I know. I thought you were talking about friends, and all of a sudden...
Yeah, some
soulmate.
Some friends to go bowling with, watch some movies, maybe some rock climbing, he said. Play some video games, escape his bedroom, or escape the room. Thank you.
Escape the room?
Yeah.
Wait, escape room, escape the room?
Mm-hmm.
I find this whole thing just genuinely depressing. I mean, here you have a predator in plain sight on YouTube, on Instagram, literally telling people to email him, his young underage fans, young fans, to email him. Is this not insane? I mean, I think he needs to go to jail. I don't know how else to stop him. He's already committed crimes. They just didn't press charges that we know of yet. But James needs to go to jail. I'm dead serious. He's going to be YouTube's Bill Cosby or Harvey Weinstein when it comes down to it, because he can't help himself. I mean, genuinely, seriously.
You can't just let it slide, please?
Not this one, buddy. Damn, you got the whole chat tree down for James, Zach.
Oh, yeah. We could call people then.
Yeah, the James Charles escape room would be pretty... That alone would be scary as fuck. It's so sad.
It didn't stop there with James Charles, because as well as Ethan Klein dragging him on frenemies, there was also another YouTuber that yesterday made a video about James Charles, because James Charles was also trending on Twitter. Now, James was trending on ED Twitter, which, if you don't know, is eating disorder Twitter. So James was trending on ED Twitter for a thread where he was being used as meanspo. Now, I didn't know what meanspo was until I went and actually looked it up yesterday. And it's not something that I really want to dive into over here on my channel, but it's all to do with being mean to each other in what is a kind of safe space for young people with EDs. As much as I can gather, it's a place where young people go on ED Twitter to talk about their EDs with each other. So I'm not going to be throwing up the tweets, because those people are minors, and just for their safety, to protect them, I'm not going to be throwing up the tweets and everything. But they had a thread on their space on Twitter, which they were using pictures of James Charles in a whole entire thread as meanspo. So James Charles was trending because of that little area of Twitter, which isn't an area of Twitter that I've ever been on before, because I've just never gone in for that. You know, that's not something that I really struggle with now, like ED. No, that's, you know, not something that I thankfully struggle with now. But for young people who do, I can understand they want their space to talk about things and all of that, because maybe they can't talk about it to their parents and all that stuff, you know. I understand that. But the fact that there is a space online for teenagers to talk to each other about that publicly, you know, the fact that it's all public, that is quite alarming to me, because from a safety aspect, like, you know, you could get adults going in there who would fetishize people like that in a space like that on Twitter. That would be my concern, you know, just from like a safety perspective, a safety point of view. It sounds a little bit creepy and a little bit messed up, you know, to think that like an older person could stumble upon, like, across this group on Twitter and, you know, fetishize these poor kids who are clearly, you know, struggling like mentally and everything with their disorder. You know, that is just not cute, not nice. But James Charles actually responded to a thread, to the Meanspo thread where his picture was being used. He responded, "Oh no, LOL," something like that. So I'm going to put that screenshot in here, but I'm going to blur out the minor's name just to protect them. But girl, yeah, so James Charles, you know, knows that he was being used in that particular area of Twitter as well. And, you know, I think that's something that James Charles probably didn't have any control over. You know, when James does something wrong, yeah, I'm going to call him out on it. But when other people do things that are wrong and it involves James, then, yeah, you know, I'm going to call them out on it. You know what I mean? I've got to kind of be fair here. So it is kind of shocking if you know, you're a celebrity, I guess, and you go on to this ED Twitter because you're tagged in it. This ED Twitter, this safe space for people to talk about their EDs, and you find pictures of yourself being used in some form of bullying, where these people are bullying each other, being mean to each other, to encourage each other to carry on with their ED goals and things. I don't know. That's a lot, girl. That is a lot. And I am still painting my face here, so I'm going to go and finish my face. I'm going to leave you with this video, but please let me know your thoughts on the whole situation with James Charles. Still asking for people to slide in his DMs, and also the fact that James Charles was being used as meanspo on ED Twitter. Let me know your thoughts, because that is kind of crazy. But the fact is, James Charles responded to that thread, and then it got taken down very quickly, which that's a good thing. But like, isn't it weird that there are these places that are public on the internet for these kids to go and discuss, you know, what they're going through? I mean, yeah, I understand it to some degree that they want support from other people who they can relate to and share experiences, but also it seems to me something that could be quite damaging to those kids. You know, like, therapy exists for a reason, you know. I don't think like an online group on Twitter is the best place. You know, we all know that Twitter is a bit of a cesspool anyway, so I don't think that Twitter is the best place for like mental health kind of discussions, you know. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you on this one. Take care, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you very soon on the next one. Bye guys.